In this episode, we will talk about why this man keeps getting scammed in the Philippines. Listen, as there are plenty of valuable information and insights, plus tips on how to avoid being a simp in the Philippines and being taken advantage of. OG Money Clips says, over the years, okay, let's just stop before we even read. Your name, your handle is OG Money Clips. Already, you are either revealing too much information, attracting scammers and fraudsters, or you simply aren't a normal person trying to pretend to be rich when you are not. Immediate red flag just based off your username alone. Let's continue. He says, a question that has been baffling me for many years. Over the years, I spoke to many Pinay ladies and went to Davao City to visit one of them. I've been scammed many times. My question to expats, where do you draw the line? It's totally expected that I would pay for everything. It's a third world country. I get that. I like being the provider. It makes the ladies feel secure. But how can I know if she is wanting a partner who can provide for her versus a gold-digging scammer? I have really bad track record. That's why I'm asking you guys. Any advice would be appreciated. Thanks in advance. Firstly, you admit of being scammed multiple times in the Philippines. Why? Could it be because you want to feel like a white knight savior of these Pinays? You say that they want to feel secure so you don't mind being the provider. This just shows me that you have nothing to offer except for your money, and the only reason you attract anyone is because you flaunt it, given your user handle and everything you just mentioned yourself. And why have you not learned from all the times you've been scammed? Are you a child? Do you not learn from your mistakes? Why do you continue to invite and attract women that are only interested in your money? Obviously. Quiet Gavin says, pay for the dates. Don't give her any money for personal items or sob stories. If she asks for money, then cease communication. Meet them in real life. Stay away from the apps. Excellent advice. Keep this in mind. Women are not stupid. They are not simple. They play complicated games if you think that you are smart. Here's an example. If a woman can tell that she will not get money from you directly because you seem to have your wits about you and you're not giving the money or falling for the sob stories, then what they do is basically reverse psychology or plant seeds in your brain so you are the first to offer. For example, she may be quiet and you ask, what is the matter? And she'll tell you a story of how she is in need. So, doesn't ask you for money, but allows you to feel like a big man, a provider in this case, and then offer to buy her a laptop or pay for her school or buy her a phone because she says, oh, I can't talk to you often on video because my camera doesn't work, or some other lame excuse like that. So keep that in mind. Just because she doesn't ask you directly for money doesn't necessarily mean she's not after your money. Huge Edward says, if you are wondering if she is genuinely into you while dating, some thoughts from my experience. She doesn't bring up her money problems. She is genuinely interested in you, so much so might be tired of answering her interest in you. She asks follow-up questions not to pry but genuine interest. She eventually shares her past, even the painful stuff. Her stories are consistent. I'm not talking about self-flattering fibs. Is her core story true? This takes time to determine. Even with financial disparities, she does things for you in a measure she can afford, small gestures. She actually gets disappointed if you don't reach out to her on a regular basis. You can feel her warmth and closeness gradually as she gets to know you, not days, but weeks. She will be comfortable to let you lead, not because she's submissive, but because she can relax and trust you. She never guilts you or presses on you for her needs, especially money. She likes chatting with you. Most people can't keep up the charade if they are not genuine. Note the resting bitch face. Is that the norm around you while being silent? If so, she's just tolerating you. Just some stuff off the top of my head. You'll have to develop your own sensitivity and rely on your experience and past relationships. Use common sense And heaven's sakes, don't rush. Excellent tips and advice. This would work in a normal situation with someone that has common sense. Unfortunately, the original poster does not, given the way he speaks and the way he describes his previous interactions with penes. My first here scam me playing a long game, says Special Poet. She didn't like to talk much, and the resting bitch face describes her perfectly. Perhaps you know her. After 2 years, I'm in a great relationship now, can spot bad eggs quickly. There's many good women. Don't stand for crap. Just move on and take your time. Another good piece of advice, do not tolerate crap. Move on. Go on to someone else that you can feel comfortable with. While Staffa says, what do you mean by, I've been scammed many times? How have you been scammed and why did you allow it to happen? Quote, many times. You didn't learn from your previous experiences? Precisely. Why does this man say he's been scammed multiple times? Why should we give advice if he can't even learn from his own experiences? Retro Beyond says, it's a third world country, but that doesn't mean you need to find poor women. There are so many working, successful business owners, doctors, lawyers, bank managers, etc., who are available. Now, if you are 50 and only want to date girls in their 20s, then of course you are only gonna find girls who are a bit poor. Precisely. But that's the catch. 50-year-olds are the majority of people that come to the Philippines beyond 50, 60s, 70s, pushing 80. So that is why we have to address that elephant in the room as well, that we are not young. We are not in a situation where we may have many options to go for doctors or lawyers. Of course, you can find them, but which doctor do you know that is dating a foreigner? Not many. And if they are, they met at a much younger age, perhaps even a decade or two ago, or in person, but no doctor is going to be online looking for a foreign partner. That syrup is embarrassing in Pinoy culture. You have to remember. Is she 24 and you're 57, says someone else? Do you weigh 250 pounds and she's beautiful and in shape? Does your hairline start at the crown of your head? Do you have the social skills of an average Redditor? If the answer to any of the above is yes, then obviously there's no genuine attraction. Use your head. Have some self-respect. If she pays for everything and asks you money, she doesn't like you. There are plenty of Filipinas out there that would never ask you for money, would never expect you to pay for everything. Be patient. Don't rush into it. Rockberry says, grab your phone, then go stand in front of a mirror. Open a picture of your girlfriend and hold it at arm's length. Now, glance between you and her picture. Go back and forth a few times. Do you see old, ugly, then young and beautiful? Old, ugly, young, beautiful? There's your first clue. Try being realistic and see how that goes. Precisely. Stop aiming for what you cannot actually afford. And stop complaining when you buy these women, literally, and then they don't like you after they've received what they were after. External television says, change your username. Don't lead with money. Don't mention anything that will allow them to guess your financial status. Downplay your financial strength. Let the truth be pleasant surprise for her. After you know, you can trust her. Precisely. Surely, I was not the first person who saw that username and saw red flags. Pogi Fat said, Bored, 30 years younger than you. Date her age. That's too common for foreigners to date girls that could be their daughters. As a foreigner myself, I find this disgusting and stupid. Do you think she loves you or your wallet? Second, find someone your age that is working. A higher class, at least if she loves you, it's real and not for the money. Forget apps. It's most likely full of scams, gold diggers, escorts, or too young. Vivans says, I know most people say stop meeting girls in the bars. Meet a girl with a good family and education and they won't treat you like an ATM. But it's not limited to this. I met a girl outside of Cavite, lived outside of Philippines in the past, then met school, had a good school, went on a few dates and had all the green flags. I went back home. for about 6 months, and we tried the long distance relationship type scenario, as I wasn't sure when I would be back. There is an age difference, but I was 30 at the time. She was in her early 20s. Despite all the green flags, never have I ever met such a transactional woman. Everything was about money and what I can give her. I was a major tight ass, resentful in my previous relationships about spending money, so I kind of tested how it would be if I spent a bit more money on someone. Nothing crazy, but getting her a grab to Manila, flowers every so often, etc., then the occasional meal. Soon after, I landed a remote job so I could live in Southeast Asia. I was expecting to earn around 250 to 200 to 350,000 pesos. It wasn't a lot for me, but it was my first remote job and single person in the Philippines. No kid, this is not a small amount. Love is never unconditional. You're not enough for me because I said I'm not materialistic, and her goal was a Birkin bag. Said something along the lines of, if you want my mother's approval, if I should date you, then you should pay off my student fees. She said, this is all coming from a girl in a 300 peso a day budget who had never worked a day in her life. It's not just background, it's social media. Some of these girls are delusional with their expectations around relationships. Obviously, I ended it with this one, but just goes to show you, never know. Ironically, one of the best Filipinas, least money hungry I ever met was in Angeles. The most expensive thing she ever asked, quote unquote. Well, there's still many red flags in your story. Why would a girl ask for coffee through Grab from you? Angela City doesn't mean anything. She asks you for least amount of money, she's still asking you for money. Also, she's simply waiting or has many other sponsors and just you on the back burner. Bottom line, don't send money. That's it. Any girl, even accepting sent money is a red flag. Do not do it. And why do you keep getting scammed to the person who originally asked? Because you allow it. Because you are a big green flag to them. Easy money. Walking ATM. The truth is, a Filipina, quote, good woman would never ask you for money. And the real good ones would never even entertain you. So, basically, settle for someone that you can tolerate, and hopefully love develops over time. It may sound harsh, but that is the truth and the reality of how dating is in the Philippines. There are good women. I will not sit here and tell you they're not, but all the women that you will meet online are scammers. That's it. The rare one that isn't will come with its own headaches. Children, still married, has no job, has a lot of debt, lives far away, some other garbage situation. That's it. Good luck out there. Thanks for listening. God bless.